Carl Azuz, and for those of you who are wondering, Fridays are awesome. Thank you for watching CNN 10 on this January 19th. Paris, France is just over 40 square miles in area. That's also about the size of an oil spill that's spreading in the East China Sea. It started when an Iranian oil tanker collided with a freighter from Hong Kong. That happened on January 7th. The oil ship caught fire and stayed afloat, burning until it exploded and sank a week later on January 14th. Officials believe all of its 32 crew members died in the accident. The tanker was carrying 136,000 tons of condensate oil. It's a type used in jet fuel, and it's lighter in color than the thick black crude oil that's been seen in other oil spills. But though environmentalists say some of the oil on board the ship probably burned off in the fire, they're concerned that what remained could still hurt marine life in the area, like whales and porpoises. They're also worried that the fuel that powered the ship will leak as well, and that could make things worse. It's very toxic. The oil slicks, China says there are 4 of them, almost doubled in size this week. Other boats are in this area of the East China Sea working to clean up the oil. And environmental group Greenpeace expects any contamination to stay relatively close to the sunken ship, though winds have pushed the spill east toward Japan. There have been some breakneck swings in the value of Bitcoin. We reported on this digital form of currency last month. It was created in 2009. People can either buy Bitcoin units or mine them. Use computers to solve complicated math puzzles to create Bitcoin. And huge amounts of computer energy are being used to do that. But there's a lot of uncertainty about the currency. It's volatile, highly changeable, like all cryptocurrencies. And an example of that played out in recent days when Bitcoin's value took a nosedive, temporarily dropping to below $10,000 earlier this week. A single Bitcoin was valued at nearly $20,000 in December. Investors don't know exactly why the drop happened, but the Bloomberg Financial and Media Company reported early this week that Chinese officials were taking steps to limit trading in cryptocurrencies. And South Korea also took steps to regulate exchanges of digital currency. 10-second trivia. H1N1 and H3N2 are examples of what? Asteroids, flu strains, chicken breeds, or robots? With an H for hemagglutinin and an N for neuraminidase, these are examples of strains of the flu. And a flu strain circulating in the U.S. this year, like the one that hit Australia last year, is a nasty one. Widespread flu activity is being reported in every part of the continental U.S. at the same time. This is the first year that's happened in the 13 years that the Centers for Disease Control has been monitoring the flu. One reason, this year's vaccine doesn't appear to be very effective against the actual flu virus that's spreading. Experts predict it'll be about 30% effective. In recent years, the vaccine's been between 40 and 50% effective, though there was an exception in the 2014 to 2015 season when the vaccine was only 19% effective, according to the CDC. And the New York Times reports that this season is looking a lot like that one. The hopeful news is that experts think the flu season may be hitting its worst point now, and that it's starting to level off. But it takes weeks for flu activity to actually slow down.
Let me try and settle this flu shot thing, although I'm sure it's going to keep coming up again and again. You can't get the flu from the flu shot. It's a dead virus. It can't actually cause flu. Why do people feel sort of crummy afterward? It's because the flu vaccine is actually working, making your immune system fire up, get ready, and recognize if it actually sees the flu, how to kill it. No, it's not 100% fail-safe, but it's still going to offer a lot of protection, so that you're not going to be as sick, as likely to get sick, or if you do get sick, have a shorter duration. Okay, so if you're like me, your mom probably said, don't go outside in the cold without your hat on, you're going to catch the flu. You can't catch the flu from just simply being outside in the cold. But it does raise the question, why are there so many more flu cases in the winter months? You're likely to stay indoors more. So if one person is sick, more people are likely to get sick. The sun is lower in the sky, and as a result, you have less vitamin D actually being produced in your body. Your immune system starts to get suppressed a little bit. they're more likely to get sick with the flu. The winter months tend to be lower humidity. Viruses like the flu virus, they like lower humidity. They're likely to live longer. So your mom may have been right. I mean, look, moms are always right, but maybe not for the reasons you originally thought.
We're bringing it back to currency for our next great big story. Besides Bitcoin as an alternative form of money, mobile phone minutes have been accepted as payment in some countries. Shells and stones pass as cash in some island nations. And in part of Italy, a famous type of cheese isn't just worth money, it's invested, stored, and exchanged as currency.
Let's say you're a cheese producer, and you need a loan because you want to buy a tractor or food for your cows, or really just about anything. There's a bank in Italy that will take your cheese and give you cash. This is the story of 3 men and millions of dollars worth of cheese. Meet Mauro.
Ciao.
He's a cheese producer in the Emiliano region of Italy. He produces Parmigiano Reggiano, the so-called king of cheese.
La latteria produce 60 forme di formaggio al giorno per un totale circa 20.000 forme all'anno.
20,000 wheels? Holy cow, that's a lot of cheese. When Mauro or another cheese producer in this part of Italy needs a loan, they go to Credito Emiliano, a big Italian bank. And like any bank, Credito Emiliano needs collateral for their loan.
Così io gli do il mio formaggio.
And to do that, he talks to Fausto.
Ciao,
He works for Credito Emiliano.
siamo una banca tradizionale e siamo anche una banca attiva a sostegno dei produttori del Parmigiano Reggiano.
Parmigiano Reggiano is a special kind of cheese because it needs to be aged for 18 to 36 months, and a wheel can be worth thousands of dollars, making it a safe long-term investment for the bank.
La decisione di utilizzare il Parmigiano Reggiano per questo tipo di programma di garanzia è semplicemente dovuta al fatto che questo è il prodotto tradizionalmente tipico, per non dire nel tempo forse quasi unico di questo territorio.
To be clear, the bank doesn't store the valuable cheese in its vaults next to gold bars and stacks of cash. They have a special cheese warehouse down the road filled with thousands and thousands of wheels of cheese. That's where Roberto comes in. He's the general director of the Tagliate General Warehouses. That's where Credito Emiliano stores their cheese.
Noi ci prendiamo cura del formaggio per conto dei clienti.
Roberto and his team take care of more than 300,000 wheels of cheese. That's currently worth more than 160 million euros. Without proper care, cheese could lose its value.
Tuteliamo l'investimento dell'azienda produttrice, quindi dalla mucchia fino alla banca.
Well, Roberto, sounds to me like the cow, the bank, and the cheese are in good hands.
If you're aquaphobic, bathophobic, or claustrophobic, turn away, because we're diving deep into what experts believe is the world's biggest underwater cave. It was identified when divers recently found out that 2 flooded caverns in Mexico were actually connected. The cave is 216 miles long, and scientists hope it'll help them learn more about the ancient Mayan civilization, because their settlements apparently ran along this cave system. Of course, if you're more of a Copernicus than a Cavernicus, if you'd rather be starry-eyed than watery-eyed, you'd rather aim high than dive deep, and you tend to cave under water pressure, you stalagmite want to drift elsewhere for vacation. This kind of dive is for those who tank their spelunky stars when something leaves them breathless. Have a great weekend.